Sup guys, over here. This video we're gonna be talking about possible second Aptos airdrop and what tasks we can do to become eligible in case that airdrop will happen in the future. As usual, all links gonna be in description, but follow them at your own risk. But the first question here is why the second airdrop is possible. Well, only 2% of the token supply has been distributed during the first airdrop, and there are plenty of tokens allocated to the community that are sitting in the community treasury. Now we don't have a huge influx of tokens in the community pool. They just be invested over time. However, it's still possible in my opinion that the second airdrop pool can be created and distributed to the community as well. Let me know in the comments what do you think about the probability of second Aptos airdrop. I will probably give it the probability of around 30%, and regarding possible time frame, I think starting somewhere around the end of 2023 all the way up to like Q2 2024, although if that will happen, I think most likely like first quarter of 2024. But again, these are all speculations, so obviously nobody knows for sure. So as always, decide for yourself whether or not you want to commit some capital and your time here. And speaking of capital here, I think the absolute minimum would be around like 3 Aptos tokens, so it's like roughly 20 bucks. But ideally you want to commit more. I'm personally starting with around 3 Aptos, and then I'm going to be adding probably like 10 to 20 more Aptos to work with, because I think if the airdrop happens, then the number of transactions and the volume of these transactions will probably matter. Also, some activities like native staking require you to commit 10 plus Aptos tokens. And lastly, regarding general strategy, as always, we want to spread out our transactions in time as much as possible, because we want to have a credible record of at least several month transactions on Aptos. For the tasks, I recommend using 2 wallets, Aptos Wallet and Martian Wallet. They are compatible, so you can import the same seed phrase or private key into the both wallets. For the majority of the tasks, I recommend Martian Wallet for one simple reason. Inside the Martian Wallet, we have the dashboard with the experience, the leaderboard, and here you can acquire points by doing daily check-in, doing transactions, staking, basically all on-chain tasks. Now, obviously, we don't know if these points can be converted into any benefits in the future, but other wallets also don't provide any benefits, and in Martian there is at least a possibility to get something in the future. And the reason I'm adding Petra is to complete tasks on Galaxy, because Galaxy supports only Petra wallet for Aptos, or Future, I believe the second one is called. Martian is not supported there. Currently though, I'm not aware of any campaigns for Aptos on Galaxy, but from time to time they may appear, and in order to get the rewards, you need to connect the Petra wallet. Okay, moving on, how to get Aptos tokens in your Aptos wallet. The most common solution is to buy Aptos on centralized exchanges and send it to your Aptos wallet. Alternatively, if you do not want to interact with the centralized exchanges, you can use 2 Aptos bridges. Also, these are built on layer 0, so if you believe that layer 0 snapshot has not been taken yet and you're farming for layer 0 airdrop, there's basically an additional benefits to using these. Also, in my opinion, there is a slight possibility for the Aptos airdrop that these gonna be somehow taken into account, but I don't think this is too probable. But nevertheless, if you want to use these, we need to connect both wallets, EVM wallet and then Aptos wallet. Here you select the token that you want to bridge. I recommend using USDT, USDC. And here you select Aptos if it's not selected. Token you cannot change. It's going to be like USDT to USDT. And then you need to add gas on destination in order to be able to use your USDTs, basically exchange them on Aptos. Because if you don't activate that, okay, you will transfer your stables, but then you won't be able to swap these stables on Aptos because you won't be able to pay the gas. So we click here on add, and here you input some amount of Aptos. And then basically you're gonna pay a little bit of extra tokens on your sender chain these are going to be converted to Aptos tokens and sent alongside with your token that you transfer in. Then you transfer, you approve your transaction in your Aptos wallet, and then in the MetaMask. I'm not going to be transferring now because I already have 3 Aptos in my Aptos wallet, so that's just going to be enough for me for today. Same goes for the liquid swap. This is basically exactly the same. So once you got your APT tokens, whether or not you move them from centralized exchanges or bridge them, you can go to a swap. And especially if you bridge your tokens, you're gonna have some amount of stables here and then pretty much 0 Aptos tokens if you only added a small portion on the bridge. So first I recommend swapping some amount of your stables to the Aptos token. So we got some APT that we're gonna be using on chain. The minimum I recommend to swap the amount, so you'll have 1.5 Aptos tokens, because we're gonna need 1 token to buy the domain and then at least half of the tokens to do all other transactions on day 1. After that, we're obviously gonna swap more, but that's not gonna be inside the wallet. In my case, I'm gonna do that backwards. I'll just basically do Aptos into, you know what's also inconvenient here? Look at the amount of the stables. UDC bridged by seller, layer 0, multi-chain, wormhole, Solana, wormhole Polygon, wormhole BSC. And this is because the way the wormhole, for example, works, depending on the sender chain, your arriving token is going to be different. So for example, the protocol uses wrapped ETH, but this wrapped ETH has been breached via wormhole from Ethereum mainnet. So call it standard. Then if you breach that from Polygon via the wormhole, that's going to be a different version of wrapped ETH, and you won't be able to use it inside the protocol until you actually swap it in some app probably to a different version of wrapped ETH. Yeah, so these are just basic inconveniences. But nevertheless, I'll just go for the regular USDT and I will swap some of my APT for Tether. I can always swap back. As you can see, transaction fees are fairly low on Aptos. Okay, so I swapped from Aptos to Tether. Again, if you breached, you swap in opposite direction from stablecoins to Aptos. Next, we're gonna register domain on Aptos names. This is pretty expensive. It costs 1 Aptos token, so roughly 7 USD. But I personally think that this is the mandatory step here. But I could be wrong, obviously. So as usual, you just input your desired name. If that is free, you can register it. As you can see, the price is 1 Aptos for 1 year. And we just click register. Passing captcha. Cool, this is my domain now, and it's been set as a primary name. Now we're heading back to the wallet, and we can go to our portfolio. And in the portfolio, on the left, we have the staking. As you can see, for Aptos, it suggests us 2 possibilities. We have delegation stake and then Tortuga stake. If we go to delegation stake, problem here is that you need to have at least 10 Aptos. Here it actually says 11 Aptos. Where did I see 10 Aptos? Yeah. This is where I saw 10 Aptos. Yeah, so for some reason, when you stake in from Liquid Swap interface, it must be 10 plus, and when you stake in from the Martian wallet, should be 11 plus. But the difference is pretty much 0, because in any case you need to commit at least 10 Aptos, so it's not going to be cheap for you. I will personally do it a bit later. Now we can just go ahead and use Tortuga stake. And here the minimum amount is only 0.1 APT, and once you stake your APT, you get in TAPT tokens. And one more staking application that I suggest using is Ditto. Here you're gonna get ST Aptos tokens for staking Aptos. And both of these tokens we can later use in borrowing and lending protocols. Okay, we got it. Now let's check these protocols. First up is gonna be Aries Markets. As far as I understand, on Aries Markets, you can only use TAPT, you cannot use STAPT. So here you can, again, obviously connect in the wallet. It says create profile to deposit. I haven't used this one, so I'm not sure. And so here you can deposit your TAPT. Do not deposit all of it, because we can then use these tokens in order to provide liquidity and do swaps as well. So if you just want to deposit and then after a while withdraw it back, just supply a little bit of tokens. Again, I'm not gonna have enough in this case to borrow, so I'll do just a little bit. I will keep some for other DeFi transactions. Okay, we got some borrowing power. Okay, for example, if I want to borrow USDC, you need to borrow at least, yeah, this is here where I saw it, that you need to borrow at least 5 USD worth of assets. But for now, we just supplied the TAPT, that's good enough. Now let's go to Argo. Actually, on Argo, I just saw that active development of the protocol has been ceased, and they recommend unwinding and withdrawing all positions, so we're not going to be using this one. Let's see if we can use these STAPT tokens elsewhere. Okay, now 2 applications where we're going to do swaps and provide liquidity is going to be Thala, and then again Liquid Swap. Let's see what is available on both. Gonna connect our Martian. First of all, let's check the swap. Okay, so TAPT is supported here. Yeah, so STAPT is not supported for swap. Let's check on Liquid Swap. Yeah, here STAPT is supported. Good, so we can use it here. So for swaps, obviously swap whatever you need. I'm mainly interested in liquidity, so let's check pools. For example, we got APT, TAPT. Okay, here we can deposit. I can do max TAPT. I can do any amount of APT. Wait, this is not equal? Huh. Can do this. Okay, I'll do roughly equal. Add some liquidity. Again, if you want, increase the volume, obviously. Like, I'm just doing that with a very minimum volume. I'm gonna increase it later. Now I'm just using what I had in my wallet and just for the sake of showing, basically. Okay, we got now LPs, now we can actually stake those. Cool, this has been staked. I'm not gonna swap anything here because I don't need to. I'm gonna go to Liquid Swap, and here let's try to do APT, STAPT. Awesome. It's good that we can use tokens from both staking protocols. What is version 0.5? Okay, never mind. Let's just do it. I mean, this is basically the same. We're gonna add this to the pool, then we're gonna stake our LPs. Then we go to farm. Wait, do I only have these farms? But I actually have some USDT and Aptos. Oh no, that's a different USDT. But what you can do here, you can also swap between different versions of the stables. So again, regarding swaps, you can use swap in your wallet a couple times, then stick to these applications. And actually one more DEX that I completely forgot it's working on Aptos is a pancake swap. Okay, we connect in wallet. And let's check what's possible in here. USDTs, obviously, STAPT also supported. Okay, let's try to swap here. Wormhole USDT to layer 0 USDT. Why is price impact so high? Route. So it's swapping to Wormhole USDC, then Aptos, then layer 0 USDC, then layer 0 USDT. What? Yo, Pancake, what are you doing? Liquid swap. Wormhole to layer 0. That's better. Register USDT token. These breached assets? Yeah, let's actually do a couple more transactions here, and then I'll do Pancake swap transactions next time I come back to Aptos. But that's completely up to you. I just want to test if farming properly works. We'll just do a little bit. Okay. Now we can stake. Yeah, so that should be enough for now regarding DeFi. Again, without any further research, I would suggest sticking to Thala, Liquid Swap, and then Pancake Swap. But then you can also go to DeFi Llama and check other protocols, because potentially it can be a good idea to interact with as many smart contracts as possible. However, if you take a close look at the TVL on Aptos, we can see that basically anything outside of like top 9 is really not looking good. Okay, one more type of activity that is usually a good idea to do is interacting with NFT marketplaces. And the most popular on Aptos, as far as I know, is Bluemove, and the second one is Topaz. Let's see what's available on the Bluemove. Wait, I can't sort them by price. So I have to go inside all of the collections to know how much they actually cost. And there are a couple features here like staking MOV tokens and staking NFT that I will use also in the future probably. Not today though. Let's check Topaz. Okay, here I already see floor prices. Okay, I see some bears for close to 0. Can I buy one? I just want to do one buying transaction and then just relist it basically. But as usual, if you want to maximize your interaction with the NFT marketplaces, it's a good idea to execute all sorts of transactions, buying, listing, selling, bidding, all of that. However, to be honest, I don't think this is too necessary in our case. I think just interacting with both marketplaces a couple times is already gonna be enough. Your profile. List now. I'm just gonna list it back for the same price. We're just gonna wrap up here, and the last brief activity, you can go to Aptos Labs and connect with your Discord or your Google or GitHub. Basically create your account. Here you put in your username and your email address. Clicking continue. We need to verify. Yeah, we just verifying from the link in the email. Here we have the connections. You can also connect your Google and your GitHub. Obviously on the Discord, join the Aptos server. That's like a must. Also you can follow news there, or you can follow their Twitter. And also if they launch any campaigns on Galaxy, maybe on other platforms, be sure to participate in these. Yeah, so that's gonna be all of the activities from my list. If you think I missed something, let me know in the comments. Also, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you soon.